The Tangent 8 podcast is aimed at a mature audience. It contains themes that are not appropriate for all listeners. It's important to note that we are not experts. We routinely have no idea what we're talking about and are just three idiots sitting around a table. Listener discretion is advised.
Welcome to the Tangent 8 podcast. I'm Seth, and as always is with me John Doe and Swoosh.
Hello.
Hello.
And while this episode will extensively be kind of a roundup of 2022, we've got one quick thing we're going to throw in here at the start because Swoosh wanted to know what it was about and didn't want to have me tell him before we started recording.
Yeah.
Which is some dumb shit Elon Musk did.
Which dumb shit are we referring to? Because apparently there's two things he's done dumb.
You be able to date these episodes by the dumb shit that's happened.
I know, right? Not just the date they're uploaded that's clearly on the item, but you know.
Yeah.
So this one, it's dumb, but the thing he did is dumb. The thing that caused it isn't. So there's a Twitter account that utilizes a bot to check a publicly listed database that determines where Elon Musk's jet is.
Okay.
I want to emphasize again, this is a publicly searchable database. It's not hidden. He's not doing anything shady to get this information.
Yeah.
You can literally Google the tail number of Musk's plane and find out not only that it is owned by Musk, but where it is.
Yeah.
There's also ones for Zuckerberg and a whole heap of others as well.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. But this particular one does Elon's jet. Earlier, when he took over Twitter, he'd said, I'm not going to ban this guy, it's not really that important. While his son was being driven to the airport to get on that plane, someone cut in front of their car, parked, got out of the car, and sat on the boot, the hood of the car that his son was in.
That's interesting.
So, this is bad. It's not good. I don't want to try and defend this fucking weirdo. Musk then basically went, this happened because people know where my jet is. Despite the fact that, again, I'd like to emphasize this is a publicly searchable piece of information. And banned the dude who did the jet thing. He then realized he hasn't actually done anything against the terms of service to justify us banning him.
Yeah.
So they unbanned him. And then changed the terms of service to something they could ban him for.
Wow. Okay. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
We're going to ban a guy, realize we can't, then we're just going to change the rules so we can.
No, but they also, ban the guy for this, but there's also video of the person that sat on the car, and he put on there, does anyone know who this person is? And pretty much instigated people to hunt for this person. And... Yeah, it's like, well...
Pretty sure that's against their terms
ban
of
yourself
service.
for instigating violence or finding this person. It's really not proper either way.
Yeah.
Honestly, it just sounds like he wanted a reason to get rid of this guy anyway. It's like, ooh, opportunity. And then everyone got angry.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, we'll unban him. But also, fuck you, I'm changing the rules. It's freedom of speech for him, not for anyone else on the platform.
Oh, yeah. 100%. So, that was the dumb Elon Musk thing. There you go, Swoosh.
That's apparently the poll he put up, which was should he leave Twitter or something? Or
that poll came about from a conversation that was meant to be held in private in the Qatar World Cup, where he was talking to a group of wealthy investors that said, we're quite interested in a few of your companies, but maybe not you as CEO. Maybe have someone else step in and run it. And someone who was photographed standing right next to him while this conversation was happening, then went online, posted about this conversation, and within a few hours, Musk is put up there he had several options at the start, saying, should I leave, or should I do this, or what should happen, and then he just cut it down to, should I remain as CEO of Twitter? Yes, no. And he said, I'll hold to this decision. But part of the conversation was that these people wanted to buy into Twitter in a big way, provided he wasn't the CEO of it. So a lot of people are saying, this just looks like a way for you to step back, for them to dump money into it so you don't have as big an outlay.
You're trying to, justify this and say the public told me to do it, so... Yeah, either way, he's a dick.
Yeah. So the continued downfall of Elon Musk.
Yeah. And
So
it's a great thing to watch.
pretty much. So moving on. Like I said, this episode is ostensibly going to be our wrap-up of 2022, things we liked and the whatnot. But before we get into all the praise, I think we have to throw out all the dishonorable mentions for this year.
There are some things that need to be talked about.
Like,
Couple
not even
of
just
elephants.
dishonorable mentions. Some, like, this is shit. Like, I'm just thoroughly not enjoying this. It's not even like, it's alright and it's got a few bad points. It's like, it doesn't have a whole lot of redeeming features. No.
We'll go with the obvious one at the start. Diablo Immortal just die in a fire.
What the fuck?
Anyone who's heard us before knows our opinions on that game.
Oh, yeah.
We had like 5 episodes in a row where we just shat on that fucking game.
That's because each week they brought out another dumb idea. And then
With
just
every-
built on that dumb idea.
With every patch, there was a new episode from us going, what the fuck is this dumbassery?
Dumb ideas 101.
Yeah, what not to do. But we'll go past that one. We could easily spend more episodes talking just on that, but we won't for now.
It could have been an alright game if it wasn't so heavily focused on give me money, give me money, give me money.
Yeah.
Like,
If it wasn't
they made
screaming
it
cash cow at us,
absolutely.
Like,
If they made it
as
as a traditional Diablo game, or even model it more on Diablo 3, like, sure, they had a few things you could do here and there, and maybe monetizes it a little for a season pass or whatever the fuck you want to do for it, cosmetics and shit. But it didn't need to be so aggressive. Give me your fucking money. Like, that was just another level.
The thing I think is dumb about that is, you know, a lot of people give Genshin Impact a lot of shit for being a gotcha game. That game, whose entire skill model is based around opening loot boxes, is less money grubbing than fucking a wall.
Fucking oath.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no real redeeming features in the way they've developed that at all. Like, surely you could look at a game and go, it's bad, but you can see they've tried this. Like, they've bad because you can see they've tried this. Like, there's no get up from that game.
Yeah. Speaking of games with no redeeming features, Dying Light 2.
I wanted to enjoy that game.
It disappointed me so much. The second you get to that last city, it's like, here's a movement device. That's shit. I hate you. I'm done. I'm not playing anymore.
Just like,
I quit.
Here's the two factions, and if you talk to one faction, they actually sound alright. But when you look at their policies, they're fucking trash. And the other mob, they're the absolute fucking worst people. But then you talk to them, and their policies like, actually, you sound fucking reasonable. Like, why have you fucked this up so hard?
Yeah.
And then either you go with the shitty people, but you can move around a lot easier, or you go with the people that are semi alright, but you can hit shit a little harder.
Yeah.
Fuck, you didn't need to do that at all.
Yeah, like,
And
I'm
not
going
being
to
able
go
to
with the
get
shitty
every
people to move
option.
around faster.
The thing I don't understand is how you fuck that up when you had the base model of Dying Light. Like, the first Dying Light. I still go back and play Dying Light. It really is an excellent game with some shoddy missions here and there. But for the most part, it is a joy to play.
Yeah, it felt like this was
Dying
a sequel
Light
for
2,
sequel's sake.
Yeah, pretty
That's
much.
it.
How did you look at Dying Light 1 and already have a almost perfect template and just fucking yeet it for something new?
They could have just taken Dying Light 1 and not hardly changed anything of it and just expanded it out into a slightly bigger world. That's all they needed to do.
Yeah.
They didn't need to throw extra mechanics and other shit into it. They took pretty much all ranged weapons out of it, which that was fucking fun. You pull up a zombie horde and you just fucking open up on them and then run over the roof and fuck off. That was fucking fun. That was enjoyable.
It was great.
You've got to be face to face. That's shit.
The thing that they did in the first one, though, was they made guns, like ammo for guns, hard to get.
Yeah.
But then they even had a mechanic for that, because I don't know if you guys ever did it. If you know how to get a gun really early, you'll have no ammo for it.
Yeah.
When you go up to the guys who are attacking the crates, you can pull the gun out and they'll move back off.
Huh.
But if they may or may not try and push you on it, and if you don't have ammo, they'll just attack you.
Nice.
Because they'll realize you cannot shoot them.
Yeah, that was in one of the old Metro games where bullets were a currency pretty much.
Yeah.
And you could bluff people and I'm gonna fucking shoot you. I don't have any real ammo, but I'm gonna fucking shoot you if you don't put down that food or whatever the hell it is. Like, that's a really cool fucking mechanic and
Yeah.
a great idea, but...
And that was in Dying Light 1, but, it's not in Dying Light 2.
No.
Yeah, no, it was just a disappointment all around, that game, and it didn't need to be done.
Yeah.
Like,
It really is only a game for if you really, really want to fight some more zombies.
Yeah.
But, look, guys, you can get the Platinum Edition of Dying Light 1 for, like, $30. Just fucking go get that. It's got the expansion pack, and it's great.
Even cheaper now, the Christmas sales are on.
Yeah, look, I meant, like, standard price is like $30. It's a steal. Just go buy Dying Light. Don't buy Dying Light 2.
Yeah, avoid it.
Learn from our mistake, please.
Moving on to some other stuff. I mean, like, if we're talking dishonorable mentions, I think we gotta mention the Halo TV show.
Yeah.
That thing was real bad.
It was not great.
It could have been so good. Like, just the whole concept of Halo is such a rich universe and so much could have happened with it. And they just neglected so much. Like,
they neglected the Halo.
Yeah, fucking hell. Like, what it's named after. Like, it's such a big part of it, and I think we all agree that might be a third season set piece of, oh my god, here's an image of it. Like, it's not going to set foot until maybe season 5, if it ever gets that far.
Absolutely.
They've set foot in a dream.
Yeah. But it's just...
It's
we called it halfway through. It's like, we're never seeing the Halo. We're never getting them. It's going to be on that. That's just the impossible dream. But at the same time, they're like, oh, we're going to make it our own. No. Fuck you. Either stand on your own 2 feet, or don't bludge off someone else, or it's not good enough to be out, guys.
Well, if you've got an established universe, use the established universe. There's a fan base there for a reason. You don't need to strike new ground. Like, there's plenty of fertile soil right there. Like, step to the left, take everything you've already learned, and dig there. You don't need to go fucking 3 fields over and start again.
What this is professional fan fiction.
Yeah.
Because this is someone's fan fiction of the Halo universe. That's all it is.
It's someone that's done a fan fiction of the Halo universe that's never played a game or read a book. They've heard a basic loose rundown of some of the plot of Halo that doesn't involve the Halo, and they've gone, I can do a thing.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It's horrible. Do not watch, not recommended.
I mean, I don't know if you guys watched it, but Man vs. Bee was pretty shite. It
was very mediocre. I eventually got around to watching it.
I was not impressed with that.
Never seen it.
It's the new Rowan Atkinson TV show.
Oh, I heard of it. Yeah, never got around to it.
Yeah, it's meh.
Look, Rowan Atkinson's still doing his best, but like, I swear someone had to have something on him to make him star in this. Cause
he owes someone a favor. Like, it's weird. But speaking of aggressively meh things, High on Life.
We streamed it for 3.5 hours, and I'm.
The thing is, like, we were quiet in that stream because we had nothing to talk about for it. It was just aggressively average.
It blew everything in the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, the first 20 minutes, you've got the tone for the entire game, and there's no real change in it. But if that game there's a few tweaks they could have made, and a change in release time, I think, could have made it a lot fucking better. If you'd played a bounty hunter in an actual Rick and Morty universe, where you had to either hunt a Rick, or you got a portal gun and you're hopping around trying to avoid Ricks or whatever. Actually tied it into that, and not just try to make it this, whatever the fuck this is, or released it, say, end of season 2 of Rick and Morty, around the whole fucking Szechuan sauce thing. Release it then, and holy fuck, oh my god, look at this fucking game, how fucking great is this?
But now we've had 5-6 seasons where we're just burnt out on that humor now.
unfortunately, the big issue you're running into is, one, Squanch Games, the company that made this game, didn't exist.
No, I know.
Back then.
In
I
season
know,
2.
but that
And
would have
two,
been the peak time to release it.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't
for
think
what
Rick
this
and
is.
Morty would have saved this. I
No.
honestly don't think that the start... Like, they're going for the Family Guy style of humor. We throw 30 jokes out, and you laugh at one of them, that's good enough.
yeah.
I don't even think Rick and Morty would have saved that. And if you really want... If you... Like, we don't like it, but if you really like this sort of lol random meta humor, go watch Solar Opposites.
Yeah,
It's a good version of this idea.
pretty
Yeah.
much.
There's an actual story to the episodes. The jokes hang off something. This is just like, we were wandering around an area, and then some dude has a bunch of blurred out stuff on his fucking table, so we ask him about it. It's like, oh, he sells sounding rods. He just sells things to cram up your dick.
Yeah.
Oh, yay. Thanks for
okay.
that. Funny,
Cool.
I guess.
Like, 12-year-old with a rough idea of the internet and like, oh my god, that's so fucking random.
Essentially, it feels like you're trying to play a game in the interdimensional cable episodes.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so much random shit thrown in, and you have no idea what's going on.
And none of it hangs together in a way that makes me be like, yes, I want to hear more of this. Give me more.
Yeah.
It's like, no. How quickly can I not be playing this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
or just throwing shit out there that really doesn't tie in, like the knife that's I'm gonna go and stab me into this person so I can be in the warm guts. Okay, cool. The next person, I'm gonna cut your ass out. Like, why? Like,
thing
I
that's
didn't
dumb,
need
though-
any of that. Like,
Yeah, like...
The thing that's so stupid is when it has lines, all it does is cry for you to stab people with it.
yeah.
If you actually stab people with it, it doesn't say anything.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't make a fucking noise. Which,
Yet my fucking gun won't shut up!
yeah.
Ah, fuck. We eventually found the shotgun and kept him out constantly, because
Oh,
at least
yeah.
he wasn't as annoying. But then the original gun keeps chiming in on like a voice chat system. It's like,
Yeah.
no, quiet. You're in the bad place now.
We
every time
paid for
you
this
pull it back
voiceover
out
artist,
again.
we're gonna fucking use it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then every time you pull it out again, it's like, oh, why weren't you using me? Shut the fuck up, and maybe I will.
Yeah.
I was not okay with that.
That's a reason to
game.
play almost any other game, because I don't have to listen to that shit. Like,
Yeah.
well, there's 2 games in 2 weeks that had to be patched to fucking shut the bloody one of the secondary characters up. Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
fuck me, that is bad.
I don't know how bad the one, because the other one is Forspoken.
Yeah.
Apparently the bangle thing she has can talk to her.
Yeah.
I don't know how bad it is in that. I haven't played the demo for that.
I'm
It's the thing.
assuming it would have been the same kind of level as the narrator from Biomutant, because it was a small sampling size of things it could say,
yeah.
and a really high instance rate of it talking. Which is one of those things I think game developers have forgotten to balance. So if you
Yeah.
have something that only has a small amount of lines, it doesn't talk often.
Well,
Talks
at least
occasionally.
Biomutant came shipped with a turn the narrator down slider.
Yeah. That was the smartest thing that game did, I think. It was great.
Yeah. Like, for as awesome as that game could have been, it was fucking terrible.
I like Biomutant.
I enjoyed
I'm not
it,
gonna pretend I
but at
didn't.
the same time, it was
It's
not
definitely
what I
one of
wanted.
those things where I could definitely see, like, man, we lost so much potential across the dev cycle on this.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm going to throw it out there. I was not particularly impressed with the offerings from Marvel for Miss Marvel and She-Hulk.
I
Um,
I liked Miss Marvel. It wasn't bad, but at the same time, I've forgotten basically everything that happened in it.
a big problem for me, and it's actually something I think with both shows, is they rush their endings. And they feel really unsatisfying. I despise the ending for She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Where everything gets, like, meta. It's just like, no, this doesn't work. This was stupid. This was a dumb idea. I don't know why you thought this was good.
Like, for the Marvel TV shows, I think I've only watched WandaVision and Loki, and the rest of them didn't appeal to me at all. So
Yeah.
I just straight out skipped them.
I've watched all of them. But, like, some of them are good, some of them are meh. I mean, like, Hawkeye was a bit more in the meh category, but I didn't hate anything about it. But, like, Miss Marvel, it was just like, it's such... like the ending, like it changes out its bad guys and too much. There's too much like just time skipping for people to learn skills, and it just feels too truncated. Like it needed some more episodes to really make it work.
Yeah.
And like I said, the super meta ending to She-Hulk, just like the minute it started, I was like, I'm out. I'm not part of this show anymore. And I don't hate the show. I actually was pretty in for the most of the other stuff they did. It was just when they went super meta, it's just like, nah, you broke it.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I think that's all the dishonorable mentions I have for this one, at least. So
that are immediately coming to mind.
yeah, we'll think of more as we go. Definitely.
In the films category, Jurassic World Domination.
Oh god, that made me laugh how bad it was. It's like, oh, there's a bunch of dinosaurs running around the area, but there's two guys fighting. Quick, let's take bets. Like, fucking dumb as shit.
Fucking dude on the scooter just scooting past the T-Rex like it's nothing.
Yeah, that just gets eaten. It's like, what did you think would happen, my man? Like,
yeah, you should get away from that thing, not in its general attack range.
Yeah. Oh, wait, that reminds me. Pinocchio, the new Disney one. It's horrifying. Don't watch it.
Have not seen.
It's bad. Like, I love Tom Hanks, but he definitely owed someone a favor. Like, I think Disney just kidnapped him and forced him to act at gunpoint because he's not good.
I'm just looking at the movies that came out in 2020, and I cannot believe I forgot to mention fucking Morbius.
Oh, yeah, fuck.
That fucking
God
dumpster
damn.
fire. Well, sorry, look, it had two main actors in it. Matt Smith, who is great.
That's the only reason I would ever watch that movie again.
And Jared Leto, who is terrible.
And as a human being and as an actor.
Just get out. Like, this. How does this man have a career?
God knows. He has to have some decent dirt on people.
I feel like it.
But
Anyway, that's the major. Like, if we think of anything else while we're chatting, we'll bring it up. But that's all our major dishonorable mentions for the year. Do feel free to comment on the Facebook if you have your own dishonorable mentions for 2022.
yeah.
We'd love to hear.
There are no doubt
Mostly
some
so we
we've
can
forgotten.
avoid.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there's
No
definitely
doubt there's
some.
something we've watched and completely fucking forgotten. I feel like there was something else that was terrible around the time of Halo. For the life of me, I can't remember it.
I know, right? But I can't think of it.
I think that's the problem. Halo has wiped our memory of that time frame. We've repressed everything. It's like, no, that goes in the box now.
Right, so I think we need to talk more about some good shit. What did we
Yay.
like from 2022?
Alright.
What category do you want to do first?
Let's go with games, I think, because we'll get the most out of that. God of War, the new one, I really enjoyed.
There was also the PC release of the first version of this new God of War.
Yeah.
And Miles for Spider-Man as well, wasn't it? Or
Miles Morales came out
Spider-Man
later
and
in the
Miles
year,
Morales.
but the main game came out earlier on. So there were two games I dumped so much time into. I was really hanging to play them, and I wasn't expecting to. And they came out on PC. Holy fuck! Best thing Sony ever did.
So happy when I could start telling my PC friends to be like, "Go play God of War."
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yeah,
It was great. And the sequel is just more of the same, and it's in a good way.
I'm
Like,
really
it's so
hanging
nice.
for the sequel to come to PC, and I know it's
Yeah.
going to be a couple of years, but I fucking want it now.
We don't know if they're going to change that. It just looks like it's a 2-year
Yeah.
turnaround for PC conversion.
Yeah.
But
It's a great
absolutely God of War. Well, the new one for the PS5, but the Sony fucking releases for PC, fucking top shelf as well.
I mean, playing Spider-Man again with butter smooth frame rates. Yes, perfect.
That game is so cathartic just to swing through the city. It's so... I don't know. You can just spend hours swinging around.
Yeah.
I don't even, do anything. It's like, alright, I'm just going to swing around the city for a bit and maybe hit some muggers with the heavy
Even
things.
like the big section in the middle of it with the park that runs almost the length of it. It's like, oh god damn, that's going to be such a bitch. And then you hit it and you're just swinging through the trees. It's like, holy fuck, this should not be this fucking smooth. Oh my god, I love it.
You pick up some speed in there as well.
Because it's all like tight, low angle
Yeah.
swings. You really rock it through there, and it actually feels like you're that Like, you're 2 seconds from just crunching the ground.
I used to do this every time I had a chance. I'd be going through that park. Like, it was
like
weird.
you actually avoid buildings just to go through that. It's like, oh my god, it's so good.
And the fact that your webs have to link to something.
Yeah,
They can't just link to nothing.
Yeah, it's not just a random, I'm going to fling it in the air and I guess I'm going. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
It was
Yeah,
great.
100%. I haven't played the Miles Morales one. I'm not willing to pay that much money for it.
No.
It's DLC, damn it.
Yeah.
It really is, yeah.
But once the price goes down, I will 100% play, get a hold of and play Miles
Because
Morales.
it's
Snag
an
that thing on
expandalone, is it? You can play it separate to the first one.
Yeah.
You don't
It's
have to have
not-
the first one.
It's not considered a part of it. It's not actually DLC, but it should have been.
Yeah.
I mean, it improved vastly on the original in one way. Their Peter Parker is not nearly as terrifying. Like, the original Peter Parker was a bit scary looking, let's be honest.
Yeah, well, they fixed a little bit in it. And I think they've gone through with most of those Sony PC releases, and they've tweaked little bits of it here and there.
Yeah, they have.
The God of War was pretty much 1-to-1, but a lot of the other characters they've tweaked and changed here and there, and yeah. So
What else did people play before I start going into my landslide of shit I played?
Lamb of God was pretty fun, actually.
Yeah, I actually really like it.
I sunk a bit of time into that. For an indie game, mint. Quite
Lamb of
enjoyed.
God or Cult of the Lamb?
Call the
Cult
Lamb.
of the Lamb.
I am... I knew there was a lamb in there somewhere. There was a sheep thing.
Well, like, you could have called that thing Lamb of God and it would have worked just as well.
That would have. Yeah, alternate name. It's still on the whiteboard.
Yeah, it's Cult of the Lamb.
Yes. Yeah, I went back through my Steam most played this year, and I really hit my back catalogue. Or games that came out last year I continued playing. So
Yeah.
I dumped so much time into Battlefield 2042 and watched as they fixed that so it should have been at release, and I'm really enjoying that again. And I went back through Cyberpunk. For each update, they've only made that better and better, and really hooked on it. And waiting to finish that again, so I go back through The Witcher, as they've just done the release for that.
Another
I refuse to
indie
play
game.
Cyberpunk until the expansion comes out.
Decent content expansion.
Once it's out,
Yeah.
then I will go back and enjoy all of the improvements.
Well, I'm still on my first playthrough, so I'll go back and do it again for that. But yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it.
Another indie game I want to say was really good was Potion Permit. Me and John Doe lost a fair amount of time to that.
Yeah,
Like,
really good game.
We sunk into that game. It's just that perfect mixture of what's the other one? Harvest Moon and that kind of stuff.
It could have been a little more Stardew if it lets you grow your own herbs and stuff. But actually having to go out and adventure and find them and fight some enemies and come back and then have to heal people or do stuff with your potions was really fucking cool. It's a very relaxing little game. Like a perfect Switch game. Like
absolutely. It's a great little
like
one.
a perfect train game, or just fuck off and do something else. I got 10 minutes. I'm going to heal some people in potions.
Yeah.
Really good little game.
I have been playing a fair amount of V Rising as well, which is a vampire survival game of all things. So basically, you're a vampire who's woken up after 1,000 years sleep, and you're restarting your evil empire again. So you start going out, killing people to get their knowledge, that kind of stuff. That's how you progress, and you build a gothic keep as your base. So why not? It's fun, dumb fun. Like
I was very interested in that right up until I looked into it, and if you don't actually log in, like in real world time, your keep degrades and eventually just disappears. So if you take
it takes
a
like
week or
5
two
days,
off
though.
it, but like if you've got to go away and do something, you can't log in to play the game, or if something happens, then you've lost however many hours.
That's if you're playing online. Basically, I've got a game that I run on my own because I can't be bothered jumping onto a server because I hate people. And when you're not logged in, time runs much slower, if at all, in the game. Yeah. So I can disappear for like 4 weeks, come back, it's like, 10 minutes have gone by, have fun. Like, neat.
It's fair enough. I might actually have a look at it then. Because as far as I knew, like, as soon as you logged out, you were on a timer. It's like, fucking
There's
hell.
also, if you can do private servers, like, relatively cheap, and you can tweak the settings, so it actually doesn't decay. But, yeah. It's good. I've enjoyed the hell out of that game. I'm still playing through. I haven't beat it yet. Like,
And
it's my lunch break game.
talking about private servers, Darktide. They finally dropped
Oh,
Darktide.
yeah.
Yeah. They finally
Yeah,
brought
well,
it out.
We're going to be playing a lot of that. I think that should be our next
Yes.
stream, to be honest. Like,
Yeah,
We are
I agree.
probably going to do that. I love Darktide. That game is so fun. I don't play it all the time, but whenever I do, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
I've never had a bad experience with it so far. We've crashed a few times, but even then, I'm not angry. I'm still having way more fun when I get back in.
Or like, and a beta that was an actual beta. Like, we know there's issues. We're going to fix these issues right up until release and beyond, but we want you to play to tell us about these fucking issues. And then most of them were fixed by the time release came around, and it was enjoyable.
Honestly, the worst thing I have to say about the game is the other people playing it. That's about it.
There are some frustrating Muppets playing that.
I swear to God, like the amount of Ogrons who just run into a field of fire and then get shitty when you shoot them. It's like,
Yeah.
brat.
Yeah,
No.
like, yeah, the whole thing of that, of being able to, like, Vermintide, you were restricted to, can only have one of each type of character. It's like, I understand it for the world, for the story. These people are actual individuals in this story. But being able to just, I'm going to have 3 of this class running in, I'd make 0 fucks given. I love it. You don't have to give up what you don't want to play.
I was in a party once with, like... Yeah. I was in a party once where I was the only not psyker, and it was so fun because I just had lightning bolts fucking going everywhere. It was insane.
See,
I was
that would've been
annoyed I
great,
wasn't
actually.
a psyker.
That would have been amazing because, like, when they pop a head, it's like bright blue or fancy colors. Like, just it would be fireworks.
They were all using different psychic powers. They weren't all using just the head popping thing.
That would have been
So
great.
there was
though.
all different things going on all the time. Like I said, I was pissed I wasn't playing a psyker at the time.
Jesus
It's like,
Christ,
damn
it's
it!
like
We
an
could have had
instant-
4.
It's like an
Whenever they-
instant rave party.
Whenever they pop those heads, it reminds me of the skull from the Halo games. If you shoot the grunt in the head, and hey! I don't know why.
It reminded
just
me
reminded
of
it.
It reminded me of the end of the first Kingsman movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking oath. Though I'm curious in like the private servers. I know in Deep Rock Galactic, another game we played a lot this year, you can have
like
it
us.
in your private server set, so you can either have one of each class, or you can go free for all and you can have all diggers or all of whatever you want. I'm curious if they're gonna
I'm
at least
sure
give you that
the
option
only
in it.
setting, pretty sure the only setting you have in this one is just to restrict randos.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So
Basically,
you need
just
to have a
friends.
minimum party size of 2, and then you can go private. And I'm pretty sure all it does is stop randoms.
That's
Which
pretty
I'm
cool.
okay with, because
Yeah.
we've had some pretty annoying randoms, and I'd rather a bot in most cases.
Fucking oath.
The
Well,
amount of times you're sitting in the fucking exit waiting for one motherfucker to stop shooting guys and get on the fucking plane.
Yeah.
Or
No, I
the
have to
random-
fight the horde.
the rando that you're waiting for, like, just to fuck off, and then they fuck off to search every corner. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Hey, I want an option to kick immediately. Go away. Or the fuckers that don't get you
also-
up. They just, you're shooting everyone around you. I'm going to stand here and watch you die.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you.
I'm gonna look into your eyes as you die.
Yeah.
But all I want is the ability to run around the map and actually check things out as well, because when you're playing with like more than one random, you can't really dictate how things
No.
go. So it's only them rushing through to get the clearance and get the XP. We're like, guys, I want to look around. This place is interesting.
Yeah. So
Get
at
down
least
here.
with a private
No,
server,
you're going the wrong way.
hopefully your friends will be a little more forgiving, where you can sort of jump in and explore the little nooks and crannies and see what's about, see where
Yeah.
those fucking tomes spawn in and where the grimoires are at. Like, Yeah, I'm actually looking
thankfully,
forward to
we're all
exploring it a little more.
we've all got an art background, so we'd be like a bunch of tourists running around the Hive City with I can just see the characters in there with the Hawaiian shirts, the big ass sunglasses, and disposable cameras. Like, oh, look at that thing! You just taking pictures.
I did all of my art courses with the little twisty crayons. That's what I did mine with. So I wouldn't say I've got any form of art background.
Fair.
Yeah.
Did you guys have anything else before I unload?
I'm just trying to think what else I've actually played at this point.
Well, you might have played some of the stuff I'm about to go
That's
through.
exactly what I was going to think.
One of the ones I did sink some time into that I really liked was Monster Hunter Rise. That was really good.
What was that on? Was that PC or is it?
Yeah, that had a full release across all platforms.
Because I do like Monster Hunter, but I haven't played Rise yet.
It's really good. We really should play some Rise sometime, Swoosh.
Great
like
game,
that
shit
one.
movie. Hey.
Oh, fuck, yes.
Look, we got to watch that movie the one way you should. In a movie theater with only our friends. So it was just us shitting on the movie in real time.
It was great.
I played Ghostwire Tokyo. That was interesting, if a little bit shallow. I wanted more from that, but I also liked what I got, so I don't know. Interesting though. I would definitely say if on sale, worth a look. What else we got? I played. What?
Was it say did either of you dump time into Elden Ring?
I mean, I was going to get to that one at the end, but yes.
Fair enough.
I played a lot.
We'll wait till the end then.
While I played it earlier, it did get its console release recently, which was Dorfromantic, but that game is so good. If you want something to chill out and play, Dorfromantic is really, really good.
Oh yeah.
And there is currently a bundle, which is just a bunch of those kinds of games put together, which I just...
Yeah. I don't know if it'll be up when this podcast goes live, but if it is, definitely check that out. There's some good shit in there.
$60 for 4 games, and they're just chill as hell.
I played a little bit of Rogue Legacy 2, which did not grab me nearly as much as the first one.
The first one I dumped so much time into. I tried the second one, and just it didn't have the same feel to it. I don't know what it was, but yeah, nowhere near as much enjoyment.
It's so weird because it's more, they added more mechanics, more things for you to sink time into, so that more runs could feel rewarding even if you didn't get very deep.
Yeah.
When you died, there was ways for you to recover some of the gold you lost, so you would keep being able to progress. Because I remember one of the playthroughs I had on the original Rogue Legacy almost dead-ended because I couldn't make enough gold to keep upgrading.
Yeah.
I'd gone down some dumb path and basically made it so that I couldn't be strong enough. I had to play, insanely well.
I know,
so they did lots of stuff to...
I felt some of that almost got... Well, I like the first one because you go in, you hit things, some minor things changed here and there, and you had a slow, gradual build-up. Whereas this felt like, alright, I've jumped in with a character, and the random thing has completely changed it. Whereas I thought some characters were a little too overly complicated for it, or unnecessarily complicated.
Or some of the random power-ups you could get were, really conflicting on whether they were worth it.
Yeah. Have it so, those more complicated things come in later as you upgrade another tower or do something else. Have it as more of a gradual randomization, not just you first round in and you're going to play a character who bleeds health every time you hit an enemy. Great. 4 enemies, I'm dead. Alright, that was fun. Sure.
Yeah, cool. I hit them harder, but I die so fast.
Yeah.
This isn't worth it.
And the fucking health is near non-existent finding it, so it's fuck, what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I played Stray.
Stray was good.
Really good. I really liked Stray.
I embraced my cat and knocked everything off tables. It was amazing.
Look, I'll freely admit it is a very simple game. It is the kind of thing you can knock out in an afternoon, but it's just such an enjoyable little romp.
It is.
I really, really liked
They
Stray.
nailed the feel of just being a random cat on an adventure.
I think
Yeah, they did. They absolutely did.
after the whole story of it had finished, it would have been nice if they then opened it up for a free play where you could just go in as a cat and be in the world.
That'd be great.
Just reset all the things you can knock off, or just little shit here and there, have extra collectibles or just something else to do in the world. But just go and explore and look around, and it just would have been nice. Like, you want a fucking chill game. That was a fucking chill game.
I think in that game, the point where I was, like, to me, I was the most a cat was with the two guys who were throwing the paint cans.
Yeah.
And one of them goes, "Don't distract me." And my first thought was, "Oh, fuck yes, I am distracting the shit out of you."
Yeah. And then you've got that boat that just knocks some stuff over. You have to do it to get certain things. It's like, thank you for rewarding my inner evil, like, demon.
Just thank you for being an asshole cat.
Yeah. So nice.
Next one I played was Neon White. That's actually a surprisingly fun game.
Which one was that?
So it's this game where it's sort of a shooter speedrun game where you have like cards that are allotted to you, so you can either use the card as a gun or you can burn it for other actions. So it's kind of this balancing act of using them to defeat enemies, but also speedrunning the level.
Interesting.
It's got really simple art style, but it leverages that to just sort of create a lot of focus. Yeah, it's weirdly fun. I really like playing Neon White.
Nice.
I of course played God of War like all of you, like Swoosh did.
Yeah.
Thunder, you'll play it one day.
Hanging for it.
It's very nice.
On a different note, for MMOs, the latest Guild Wars expansion, the Dragons, I can't remember the actual title of it, but that got me back into Guild Wars, back into playing the MMO, and my god, I started a new character, went from scratch through the whole story of it, and I fucking love that game.
I need to do that.
Having heard you talk about it, I'm like, God, I want to reinstall and buy that expansion pack. I might do it over the Christmas break.
Yeah, End of Dragons, and so each of the expansions for it, so the Heart of Thorns like puts you in more of a jungle setting, and then the Fire one puts you into desert. I can't remember the title of it, and the latest one, End of Dragons, puts you into more of like an Eastern Chinese sort of feel, a lot of jade.
Oh, now I'm even more interested.
It's so fucking good. And yeah, that's pretty much the only MMO I got back into this year, because I can't be paying for it every month. I want to buy it once, 100%. Buy the expansion, and then not have to deal with it.
Yep.
Oh wait, Guild Wars 2 is now free to play. You just got to buy the expansions now.
Yeah, you can play the base game and story, and for the base game, they did like world events where it's like a story that were released over several months, and they did like 5 of those, and you can go back and that's the paid content. But there is like a base story you can play pretty much all the way through to max level character with just the base game, and it is so good. I recommend it for anyone that wants to play an MMO 100%. With no fucking have to do shit. Play it now. Uninstall.
I think I'm going to get back into Guild Wars 2. You've sold me on it again, because that's been floating in my head, and it's like, yep, bugger, I'm going back.
I mean, one of the things I particularly think, particularly for Swoosh, given the fact that you have a strong art background, some of the things you're supposed to do in the game is find landscape points where they just show off the fucking artwork.
Yeah.
And they zoom it out and show you how fucking dope their art team is.
And I remember it being a very pretty game. Like,
it is.
For a game that's a few years old, it is still quite pretty.
Strong art style is better than raw graphic power.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely.
And of course, the big game I played this year was Elden Ring. I think that ate 3 months of my life. Just playing Elden Ring. That game was just I am really glad the next game from FromSoft we're getting is fucking Armored Core, because goddamn, I could not imagine them doing something worth the time after Elden Ring if they tried to do another Souls.
I'm actually looking forward to the Elden Ring fanboys going, oh my god, a robot game's going to be so much the same, and it not be at all.
Yeah, they already have. They already have one of the big guys, Buddy Vidya, already put out a video talking about Armored Core and how it might be a bit Soulsy, and there's already been a Twitter announcement from FromSoft being like, it's not. It's a fucking mech game. It's not a Souls game.
Yeah.
I'm keen for that.
I tried Elden Ring like I've tried a lot of the other Soulsy games, and it just I just don't vibe with it at all.
I'm not good at them. It's not my mindset. So I tried them, but
you've had a lot better success with the side games that are based off the formula. I know you had a good time with Code Vein.
That was a great game. That was fun.
Yeah.
I still sucked at it. But
Even
it was fun.
Jedi, I think Fallen Empire,
Fallen Order.
Fallen Order, that one. Like, that's Soulsy to a point, I suppose.
It had
Yeah.
some decent stuff because I
Yeah.
really enjoyed that game. I've recently re-downloaded it just to get the right headspace.
Me too. I was
because
going to
it's
play
now
it
a
again
sequel.
for the sequel, but
Yeah.
like those style of games or Surge, like I love fucking
Yeah.
Surge, and
Surge is
Surge
good.
2 were fucking really good, but the Souls games and Elden Ring, I just couldn't sink myself into.
Unfortunately, the Souls game that I know that has gotten the most people over the line on Souls games is Bloodborne, and it's a PlayStation exclusive.
Yeah. So, waiting for that PC release, Sony, fucking hurry up.
One day. One day.
So, like, I mean, like, I play video games like the chips to eat.
Yeah.
So I probably played way more stuff, and I can't think of all the things that were big and big that I played this year. So there's probably other ones. I just can't think of them.
That is fair. Like, I have been playing the new Pokemon. I have enjoyed it, but it's not really engaging in a way. So it's like middle ground. Like, it could have been really fun, or it could have been, like, it could also have been worse. But I don't know. It's a strange one. I use it to like play between things. Like, if I have nothing to do, or if I'm waiting for like a print or a laser cut to finish, I'll just play Pokemon.
That's fair.
It's a time sink.
Tunic also came out this year, and I've never played it, but the only reason I want to mention it is because the developers watching a speed run of it is one of the most wholesome
so
fucking
good.
things ever. And I've never even thought about picking the game up, but I've watched that speed run so many times just to watch it. Oh, we were hoping they would do this, or we put stuff in and we thought, oh, maybe people will figure this out. And just the joy of watching someone else break the game that they put so much in because they made it to be broken.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tunic, I'm sure it's a great game. It's not a game I want to play, but that alone was enough to make me go, oh my god, this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, shall we move on to TV shows now?
I think so. A few things that I rather enjoyed this year were like The Sandman. I quite enjoyed that.
Yep, Sandman was good.
That was good fun. Very well done. I watched most of The Terminal List. That was interesting. I quite liked it.
I don't think I watched that one.
It's not bad. So one of the top things I watched though has to be Strange New Worlds.
Oh yeah,
that was
Star
a
Trek Strange New Worlds.
Yeah,
was great.
It's a return to form of the original Star Trek feel, and I love it. It's great. The only bad thing is they're trying to set the Gorn up as a villain, and it's really hard not to picture the clumsy rubber suits.
Yeah.
And it's like, these are the boogeymen. It's like, I'm pretty sure a very out-of-weight Shatner took one of these guys off like in a cliff. Was that just one that was a bit slow? Was he there like...
That was
weak
Sick
link?
Charlie. He was the slowest of the herd.
That was their Yamcha. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But that was weird. But yeah, no, fucking great series.
Look, I mean, this year started off strong TV show wise because we had Peacemaker.
Yeah, that was pretty fun. It took a second to get its feet, but then it ran, and it was good.
Yeah. But, like, man, when it ran
Oh, yeah.
hard. It was such a good show. Would highly recommend anyone who didn't watch Peacemaker. Like, yeah, I know, you might not like John Cena, but the dude fucking acts it great. He tour de force for him in that. We had Moon Knight this year. I really like Moon Knight.
Moon Knight was fun.
Yeah.
I'm annoyed that we're not getting a second season of Moon Knight.
I'm
but,
curious how
yeah.
they're going to tie that further into the MCU, because it's part of the whole thing. Like, I know they don't have to tie everything back into the whole fucking story of it, but yeah, I'm curious as to the direction if they pick that up to run a bit more with it.
I want them to, just because I really did like it. I would be sad if we don't ever get to see Moon Knight again.
Yeah, well, they
I
let
like
it
the
out
fact
there's a
that-
third personality, and they need to do something more with that.
I do like the fact that because that did so well, it's brought in a lot of new Moon Knight fans who are now reading the comics, because
Yeah.
the Moon Knight character in the comics is fucking great.
Yeah.
He's almost as sassy as Deadpool half the time. Like, it's him and Spider-Man and Deadpool, just some of the sassiest motherfuckers in that universe.
We had the Obi-Wan Kenobi show this year. I know some people didn't like it. I was pretty in with it.
I wasn't a
Really
huge fan, but it was okay.
Look, I think the big problem with that one is just they started to compress time toward the end of the show. As with, look, it seems to be the biggest problem with Marvel right now is they don't give they've got this, 6 episode, that's how many episodes we do. Yeah, but some of your shows need 2 or 3 extra episodes to make them really fucking land.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest detriment they had, because toward the end of it, it's like, oh, Obi-Wan's just jumping across the fucking universe and catching up somehow. It's really dumb.
Or, there must be the other end of the tunnel. Something at the other end of the tunnel. Like, they could have broken some of those episodes up into 2 episodes and, expanded it out a little more to give it a bit more flesh and body. But
I definitely think that would have helped. Overall, I liked it.
It took me a while to get past the tiny 40-year-old therapist. But still.
I think I've got to mention Cyberpunk Edge Runners. That was fucking awesome.
That was pretty mint.
I loved Edge Runners.
Andor, I haven't finished, but I have enjoyed what I've watched.
I liked Andor.
It was good.
I actually was pretty on board with that. I like the.
I keep going back to it every so often.
That should actually be pretty good. I think other than that, I've just got some honorable mentions. Not a whole lot to say.
I really enjoyed Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yes, Wednesday was really good.
Wednesday
was great. Mint. Very well done.
Slightly flubbed on the ending, but me and Swish already talked about that extensively.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, on the episode you weren't on, John Doe.
Yeah, well, I can live with it. There was an Adult Wednesday YouTube series that came out several years ago, and it was really fucking good. I thoroughly enjoyed that. And then they announced this is oh my god, this is going to be pretty fucking cool. And
it was.
Some of the aspects of the YouTube series I actually enjoyed quite a bit more than this. But yeah, all in all, I thoroughly enjoyed it.
One thing I actually really enjoyed, but a lot of people probably won't have heard here in Australia, is Shorzy.
I was about to bring up Shorzy.
Shorzy is great. If anyone has watched Letterkenny, it's just an extension of that world. I am so glad there's more of it.
I would actually point out, I'm not a huge fan of Letterkenny. I don't know why the show just never grabbed me. But Shorzy did. And if you want a kind of the on-ramp for that franchise, I think Shorzy's it.
Shorzy's a great in for it, but I loved Letterkenny. I don't know why, but it twinged with my brains.
That's another show that's great to put on in the background and just do other things, and you come back and you hear something that's fucking great, and then
solid
fuck off and do
banter
something
pops
else.
Yeah. Apart from that, did I convince either of you guys to watch From?
Yes, I watched From.
From was interesting. I quite liked that one. That was a horror series of the guys who try and convince people to come out of the house so they can kill them. It was fun.
Probably in my back catalogue of many, many things.
There's many things.
I'm a big fan of a particular comedian called Adam Conover, and he had a TV show about the American government this year called The G Word. That was actually, I really enjoyed that.
I love everything he puts out so far.
He's actually putting stuff out on his YouTube now, and I've linked his videos in the show notes a couple times now. But he's great. I really love Adam Conover, and that show was really, really good. I would highly recommend people check that out.
Definitely.
Just a slight honorable mention for the short series Star Wars Tales of the Jedi. Only for some of it, not all of it. Because they do a really good backstory for Dooku, and for some reason pair it with a so-so backstory for Ahsoka. I don't know why, because the Dooku stuff's actually much more interesting.
Yeah.
If they'd just done Dooku, it would have been oh, this is really strong. But no, you diluted it for some reason.
I didn't make it through The Watcher, but I didn't hate it. It was just kind of... it's a thing. Yeah. But one movie, actually 2 movies I really enjoyed this year. The Bob's Burgers movie was actually really fun, because it's just
I'm
Bob's
not a
Burgers.
fan.
Really?
No, I've tried the series a few times and just couldn't sink into it.
It's another
look-
background one for me. Like most of the characters don't care, but anytime there's Louise hijinks, like I'm gonna pay attention for a second because this could be fun.
See, I really like the TV show. My problem is that the TV show feels like it's all crazy shit.
Yeah.
But it feels just grounded enough. Just enough. The movie was too much.
Fair.
It was too
Like
wacky.
Bit like the Simpsons movie, that kind of thing.
But The Simpsons I already expected to be wacky.
Yeah.
Bob's Burgers I enjoyed because of the grounded nature. And then you go, oh, we're going to have like submarines for escapes and murder plots and buildings made out of toys. And it was too much. It was just too much for me. I
That is
could
fair.
not roll with it. It did not work.
The other thing that I really enjoyed is it's the new movie from Ryan Reynolds and what's his name? My brain's just gone completely dead. From
Will
Step Brothers.
Ferrell.
Will Ferrell. It's called Spirited. It's the new version of The Christmas Carol. It's surprisingly fun. It's one of those like musicals that's making fun of itself for being a musical. Like there is a point where Will Ferrell's gearing up for like an emotional musical, and the guy is like in charge of like, okay, fine, do what you want, just stop singing. It's like, oh, okay. So he stops singing, and so like, oh, thanks, like Spotlight guy, you were right on cue. And then they go back to doing normal shit. It's really fun. It's just a generic Christmas movie, but good.
Yeah, movie that I was not expecting to be good that turned out to be good, The Bad Guys.
Ah, yes, that was actually really, really fun.
I should really like that one. I'm just going to run down a quick list of movies that I've watched this year that I liked. Feel free to chime in. The Jackass Forever movie, the Batman, Turning Red.
Batman was so good.
The Batman was amazing.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the second Sonic movie, but it wasn't very good.
Yeah,
Lightyear.
that was actually really good. I like Lightyear.
I'm a weird guy, so the Mad God really jumped out for me.
I really enjoyed Nope.
I was about to say
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope was really good. Because I'm that kind of guy, I really liked Werewolf by Night,
Haven't watched it yet.
which was
but it's
actually
on my
one of the
list.
Marvel movies.
Oh, yeah.
It's actually really good. They'd spent a whole lot of time to make it feel like an old Hammer movie. And it works. It works really well.
Yeah. The Chippendale movie I actually kind of liked.
That was way better than it had any right to be.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys watched it, but there was a movie called The Lost City.
No, I haven't seen.
Alright, so it's got Daniel Radcliffe as a villain, and it's fucking hilarious, because he's basically just playing Daniel Radcliffe. But the idea is some chick writes, like, trashy romance novels about this, couple hunting for treasure, and he is actually searching for a treasure she talks about. It's like, I'm a kidnap her so she can find the treasure for me. And it's just dumb from there. It's quite fun.
I think that's it. I mean, like, I watched Black Adam, and that's a real sort of, like, lukewarm movie.
Sea Beast was pretty fun. That was the very
Yeah.
How to Train Your Dragon-esque Netflix movie.
Yeah, I quite
haven't
enjoyed
seen
that one.
What else do I have? Prey. Prey was amazing.
Prey was this year?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was. Fuck, I can't believe I'm the guy who didn't bring up Prey.
Far out.
Yeah.
Fuck. Yeah, no, Prey was fucking awesome. Made the Predator dope again.
Yeah. An
the
actual
new-
like force of nature predator. So good.
Yeah. There was a Hellraiser movie that came out this year, the remake. I haven't watched that
I haven't
yet.
watched it.
Yeah, I
It's
love
on my
Hellraiser,
list.
so... two movies I watched, which... Well, one was great, but just very, very sad. And the other was weird and fun. So the one that's weird and fun was called Meet Cute. And essentially, it's... the chick who plays Penny from... Thing.
Kaylee Cuckoo, whatever her fucking name is.
Yeah. She has access to a time machine. And she went on an amazing first date. And then she is just constantly reliving that date over and over again.
Wasn't there another show like that, Russian Dolls or something?
Something like that, yeah.
That was
That
such
was
a good
fun,
show.
actually. That was a great
really good
show.
show. That was last year, though.
Yeah. But the weird thing is, like, she's going through a relationship with this guy. but he's only going through one day.
Yeah.
So it's a really fun, quirky kind of indie movie. Nice to watch. The other was Clerks 3.
Oh, fuck that.
It's in my to-watch pile. I never got around to it.
No, take it out of your to-watch pile.
I enjoyed it, but at the same time, fuck, I'm sad now.
It is a complete waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, the jokes aren't that good. It's all trying to be self-referential, because all it's trying to do is essentially make Clerks 1.
Yeah.
Like,
Trying
that's
to
the whole point of the
lining
movie.
in a bottle.
No.
The story
movie,
is making Clerks 1.
Yeah.
Like,
The idea in this thing is that Randall's trying to write his autobiography as a movie.
Yeah.
Which eventually is just Clerks 1.
yeah. And it's a fun... I enjoyed it. I'm not going to lie. It was fun. But at the same time, it ends very, very sadly. Because the entire thing is... Randall has a heart attack at the start, so it's all a big brush with death. And, you know, is this my fucking life? That midlife crisis kind of thing. And it just snowballs from there.
Well, originally the first Clerks movie was meant to die... Like, was meant to die in that from a robbery.
Yeah.
That was meant to be the closing scene of it. And, like, cool, but then you wouldn't have got the entire View Askew universe. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's...
I don't know. It was in my watched pile, and I don't know, maybe one day.
I'd say watch it for a closure of the series.
I found it too boring. It just didn't grab me, like, at all. I think we might have lost Swoosh.
Yeah.
No, I'm back.
Okay. Okay.
It does
you kind of went.
occasionally, I don't know
You
why.
froze there for a minute, and I'm like, is he here?
It's actually happened twice in this podcast. This is the first time you guys have noticed.
It's the first time it's happened on our end.
I don't know. I found it intensely boring. It just felt like one of those we're just making movies. Like I hate what they did to Jay and Silent Bob in that movie. They made they're not smart guys, but they made them fucking retarded for that movie. It was so bad.
Oh, their last movie did that to them. The new one.
It's almost
not
like...
compared to this. This is these guys in this. They're in the video shop. They are aware they're in the video shop, but can't remember they're in the video shop. Hell, they don't even remember that it's their weed shop.
Yeah.
It's so stupid.
But, like, it's sort of like almost the Homer effect. Like, you watch the first season of The Simpsons, and Homer, like, he's a little fucking odd, but he's still a loving father. He still goes out and tries to do stuff. And then you just watch him get dumber and dumber, and they just feed into a stereotype. And they've done the same thing with Jay and Silent Bob. Like, these great fucking characters, and they've just pigeonholed them into the dumb stoner.
Yeah. Like,
but even
there's
dumb
a lot of
for a dumb
self-referential
stoner
stuff in there as well. But it's just... I got out of it it was two guys stuck in a very shitty life and having a midlife crisis right before the end, and that's where I kind of watched. Like, that's where I.
That's fair.
But
I feel like me and you are the two sides of the coin on this movie.
Pretty much.
There isn't a middle ground. You either like this was a waste of time, or you managed to get into it and get to wherever they wanted you to.
Yeah. Oh, I watched. Was it Slumberland? The one with Momoa. Skip it. Not
I
great.
haven't seen that one. Actually, one show that I literally watched this weekend that's really good, and I didn't know was out. They did a season of The Mole this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah!
Yeah. Actually, no. There was one because we don't watch a lot of like reality TV, but there was one that I dragged you in on, Seth, which was the Snowflake Mountain.
Like that was
I watched
kind of
a few
waste.
episodes to a point, but then I stopped.
Yeah, it was a real waste because, like, you can see the writing on the wall that this is not going to be a fun show because all the kids are just shitbags.
Oh yeah,
They're not.
the only reason I was watching more of it at one point was because some of them showed actual change. I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
you're not as much of a shitbag, and you're learning. You're taking this stuff on. I'm a watch for you. The rest can go die in a fire. But yeah,
But like the newest season of The Mole was really well. Okay, it's good and bad. They got American. It's actually an American production. It's not by Netflix, but they filmed it in Australia. Now I'm a big fan of The Mole. I've watched all the seasons of the show. I really like it. generally Australians tend to try and build the cash pot as quick as they can and like make it worth winning the show over.
Yeah.
These Americans, they didn't seem to give a shit at all, and their mole was terrible.
Yeah.
Like it's too blatant.
I don't even think I know what the mole is.
So the idea is that you have 12 people and one person is the mole, and the idea is that they perform challenges, and the mole is supposed to try and sabotage the challenges so they don't win too much money.
And so what, the mole gets all the money at the end if they sabotage enough, or what?
No, it doesn't work like that. They're just paid for by the studio character.
Yeah.
Oh, just to fuck with people. Okay.
Yes. And the idea is that the way you progress in the game is you have to try and figure out who the mole is. So at the end of every sequence, they do a test, which is questions about the mole. And if you have the lowest number of correct answers, you get kicked off the show.
Yeah.
And the idea is you pare it down until you've got your last 3 guys, and then someone wins. That's the whole show. It's just fun to watch and try and figure out who the mole is, and then when they get to the end of the show and they're like, this is what all the mole stuff they did was, where how they tricked people or subtly sabotaged a challenge and that sort of stuff. The mole on this one was way too blatant, and too many of the players were like, I'm going to do mole-like stuff so people think I am, but they'll be wrong, and then they'll get themselves kicked off the show, which just made it boring, because it's like you were just fucking
Tried to
shitty people.
metagame the meta.
Yeah.
Whereas the Australians always team up with suspicion, but try and make the pot go up. These Americans, like, there's one bit early on. They've only got about $28,000 in their pot so far. It's not very much. They've already fucked up a bunch. And then they get this opportunity where they're shown some documents, and they can either read the documents or not read the documents. And if no one reads the documents, they get 10 grand into the pot. But, of course, someone does, so they're not going to get that. But everyone who didn't look gets the opportunity to bid an amount of money on the person they think actually looked. Most people bid, and this is from the pot, so most people bid about $3,000 to $5,000. If you're right, it's a bit of a dick move. If you're wrong, it's not a big deal. And if you're correct, and the money is subtracted, and you get an exemption from the next test.
Yeah.
One of the players bet $25,000.
Wow.
And won. So $25,000 got it removed from the pot when they only had 28.
Wow.
Just like
dick move.
And he
Just to
wasn't
win-
the mole?
No. Just to win an exemption pass from the next quiz. That's it. It's just like, what the fuck? Do you guys not like money? Do you not want to have something to play? There's another one where one of the players gets kicked off the show. It fails the test. Gets removed from the show. They then get an opportunity where they can come back on the show and bring 10 grand with them. They just need to get some information from the other players. All the other players are like, nope, we're not letting him back on the show. We don't want that 10 grand.
Wow.
At this point, this was right after the 25 grand had got taken out, so they only had like 3 grand in the pot.
Wow.
That just sounds very much just cut off your nose to spite your face. That's just...
It really is. It's a lot of that. And these Americans, I don't get it. I don't think they understand how the fucking show works.
That wouldn't surprise me, to be honest.
But it was a very, that's a pretty accurate description of how America looks from the outside at the moment.
Yeah, pretty much.
But it was a really fun show. I really liked it. I would highly suggest if you have access to Netflix to check it out. It was,
I'll
it was
probably
a lot
actually
of
check
fun.
that at some
I
point,
did
so
enjoy
yes.
watching
That
it.
sounds
even
like
if
a
it
good
made me
background show.
really angry.
Yeah. But I think that's about everything that comes to mind.
I think the only thing left is a couple of anime.
Yeah, sure.
Would highly recommend people check out Spy Family. I think that's really good. That
It was a
show's
good
great. Chainsaw Man is an absolute tour de force. Fucking
Yeah.
love Chainsaw Man.
That was great.
The current season of Bleach with the 1,000-Year Blood War is just animation gold.
To Your Eternity was... No, that was last year, wasn't it?
No, that was this year. The second season of it came out this year.
That's right. Magical.
So fucking depressing, but oh god, I love that show.
Ah.
Tribe 9 was this year as well.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah.
That was fun. Weird cyber baseball. That's about it of stuff I would like. Oh, and the newest season of Hero Aka.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, that's probably about the big stuff from anime this year that I can think of. Is there anything else anyone wants to talk about?
Not off the top of my head. Yeah, I can't even really think of much else that came out that we
The only other
played,
thing I
watched, or
enjoyed.
anything else.
I mean, I watched Below Deck, the Australian series, and that was suitably full of drama and bullshittery, so that was fun.
Yeah, that's your reality show of choice.
Oh, wait, fuck, Lower Decks.
Oh, yeah, duh. Jesus Christ, how do we miss Lower... Yes, Lower Decks, newest season. Fantastic, fucking love it. That show is great.
Yeah, no, that was, the new season for that was brilliant. And the Inside Job, there was a new season of that, which was pretty fun.
Yes, there was that too.
I enjoyed that one. But, yeah, I don't know. How did we forget those?
I don't know, man. I really do not know. Yeah, so... we'd love to hear if you guys want, if anyone listening wants to jump on our Facebook. We'll post the episode link when it goes live. If you want to jump on, tell us your dishonorable mentions or things you love this year. We'd love to hear what we shouldn't be bothering with, or things we may have missed that fell through the cracks.
Damn those clacks.
That are actually good that we should have checked out that we missed.
Yeah.
There's always something. There's so many things to consume and watch and enjoy.
There's far too much content for the time of day we've got, and I've listened to far too many books to fucking watch everything. Like, I'm 2 months and 18 days in Audible time alone. So
See, I'm only at
there
15
goes a
days.
fair chunk
I have
of
to
my
catch up.
watch and play time.
Them's rookie
I mean,
numbers.
like, I can look at stuff and be like, I'm pretty sure, like, I've been watching Game Changer. There's new seasons of stuff on Dropout.
Yeah.
You know, I can just sort of, like, ping around and be like, oh, that was something that I was watching. I think it was a season of Picard this year. I think there might have been another season of Solar Opposite. I cannot remember everything that came out this year.
I mean, Doom Patrol, his Dark Materials have only just started back up.
Yeah.
Then there's
Chucky just finished its last season, and that was fun.
new season of Avenue 5, which is just more of Avenue 5, so it's fun.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched all of that yet. It's just too much. There's just too much content.
Just a
Central
quick
Park.
thought from our little book listening to your favourite book from our book club.
Ooh,
so
yeah.
I'm gonna have to probably say it's gonna be He Who Fights with Monsters, because I am still listening to that and still absolutely loving it.
Yep.
Yeah, no, that was a great one. I am still going... I'm on the third book only at the moment, because I've just been doing other stuff in the background.
Yeah.
But, great books.
Like a lot of kudos to 10 Realms, because I think that's like the book that got us, all three of us, into it, like into this sort of genre, and enjoyed it, a lot of it. But He Who Fights With Monsters is just so well written, and the voice actor is like, everything about it just ticks a box
For me, I think half it's because it's written by an Australian, voiced by an Australian, and they get things right. And it's like, I like this. The only weird thing is I'm on the third book, and the healer, he lapses into like a semi-Kiwi accent every so often. It's like...
and later on they actually get a Kiwi character, which is fun.
And he voices him so well.
Yeah,
it's
fucking
so
know.
good.
I think I had the lowest book of the month with Catch-22. That was just...
Yeah, I think you did.
All of us fucking had issues with that.
That was a fucking fever dream of a book.
But then the point of this was to try some different books.
Yeah, and it was fun. Like,
we knew we
never
would like
read it
everything.
again. It was like, well, I experienced that, and I never want to do it again.
Yeah. Just the lack of comeuppance on that one was weird.
For a book that I never would have read or expected to have read was Seth's recommendation.
Haunted. Yeah.
Haunted. And by the end of that, it's like, holy fuck, like, this is not a genre I even would have remotely thought of looking at. And I did, by the end of that, it's like, wow, I actually enjoyed the experience of this book. I really did enjoy it.
It was entertaining and strange. It put me in that weird discomforting zone. Like, I like this, but I hate this, but I like this.
That book for me encapsulated exactly why we were doing this, to try a new genre and a different style, and just to try something different. And that really encapsulated it for me. A book of loved it.
And I mean, like, I read a lot of sci-fi stuff, and things like Columbus Day really fit into what I normally listen to. But then you look at something like A Long Way to a Small Angry Planet, it's like, Wow, I've never read slice of life sci-fi.
No,
Yeah,
and
that
not
was
even
great.
something I would have thought of, like even being a thing. You think sci-fi, you think of space battles and aliens and all that, and this had some of that, but it was so much more. And
The only thing is, like, we've had a friend yelling at us for literally years now to read that book series. We finally got round to it. We need to stop not listening to him.
I know, right? He's had pretty much winners across the bat. And
Absolutely. He's put me onto like 2 of my favorite book series. And every time I'm like, yeah, I'll get to it. Like, no, I need to start prioritizing these.
Yeah, I know, right?
Put them in a top 10 for me.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I look forward to next year when we can go through even more books.
Absolutely.
And try out some more stuff.
Yeah.
We'll definitely... I keep adding things to my wish list now on Audible. Just
so
because
it's like, they always end up being freaking lit RPGs.
I mean, I'll just go through and be like, ooh, that's an interesting fantasy novel. Or, I like sci-fi, or this thing and that. And
I mean,
like, my wish list is a cavalcade of random.
I've got a bunch queued up that I don't know if... like how it will go, but I've read them already, so I know they're good. I just want to get you guys to read them, kind of thing. Like Stephen Fry's autobiography. That thing is absolutely amazing. It's great.
I mean, I'm most interested just to listen to that because it's read by Stephen Fry.
Yeah, it's read by him. His own autobiography. It's amazing. And,
I mean, the man has a velvet for a voice.
Oh,
he does. And his story, his life is insane. Like, it's great fun.
Yeah, like even if no one else listened to these books, I got to listen to a bunch of interesting books for the back half of this year.
Much.
I am so glad we decided to do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if any of you got some good books out of it, we hope you enjoyed them too.
Well, if you have a recommendation for us to do, we might do it at some point in the future when one of us is running low on a book to choose.
Yeah,
I mean, maybe
when we're panicked, like, oh shit, I had a book, that one.
Maybe jump on the Discord. Maybe go to the books thread.
Yeah.
Throw your book recommendations in. We're always down for more recommendations for books to read.
Or if you've got a topic for us to talk about, throw it up there. Who knows?
So we're well out past an hour on this one. I think we've done at least a passable roundup of 2022's stuff we liked and didn't like. We're going to be taking a week off over the Christmas New Year break.
Yep.
And we'll be back in January. Let me just check. I think it was
The 2nd.
The 7th. No, 7th.
7th?
Is when the episode will go.
Oh, yeah.
Live. So on the 7th, you'll be able to get your next episode of us in the new year.
Most likely talking about what we're looking forward to in the coming year.
Yes, we're probably going to do a what we're hoping to enjoy in 2023.
Part of this was our fuck you episode, and hopefully the next one is more of a hopeful look forward.
Yes, it is. That is the goal.
Or
Oh,
a hopeful
potential
shit on the
fuck you.
future.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? We're going to be gone for an extra week. We may just come in and be like, oh man, all the shit that happened over Christmas.
Who'd have thought Elon Musk would actually succeed against the United States?
But yeah, so Merry Christmas, have a happy new and safe New Year, and we will catch you in the new year.
Also, double demerits for 11 days. Just reminding you.
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah,
a
good
dick.
point. Hit that one, man.
Stop breaking the law, assholes.
Yes. Have a good one, people.
Have a good one.
See ya.